I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you have ever experienced toxin release after a chiropractic adjustment and have had some pretty significant symptoms because of it, today I'm going to talk about how you can help toxin release after a chiropractic adjustment. So stick around. My name is Dr. Kristina Turkewitsch and I'm a chiropractor in Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. I've been working as a chiropractor since 2016 and have had a lot of clinical experience on this topic. And so today I'm going to give you my best tips. And actually there's one specific one in particular that if you're having really significant symptoms after a chiropractic adjustment from toxins, that you're really going to want to check out. Now, the length of time toxin release takes after a chiropractic adjustment really depends on the individual. And for some, it's very quick, it's very, short. It would be maybe about a few hours, maybe a day. But there are individuals who do experience it for a longer period of time. And there's probably a few reasons why that is. So a few things to keep in mind when you're preparing for your adjustment so that you can reduce the amount of toxin overload on the system afterwards is you really want to make sure you're drinking a lot of water, because the water is going to hydrate you, but it's also going to help flush out those toxins in your system. You also want to be eating healthy, and by that I mean eating a lot of whole foods. Because if you're eating a lot of junk food or fast food or processed foods, they'll have a lot of not so good things in them, and processed foods tend to have a lot of chemicals in them as well, and so that can really bog the body down. It's very hard for the body to process, and so if you're getting an adjustment and you're eating these kinds of things, it's really going to slow down that whole process because it'll get things kind of being a little bit more sluggish. Next, you want to make sure that you're getting sufficient rest, and de-stressing is a big part of that. So you want to make sure you're getting a lot of sleep at night, your 7 to 8 hours, maybe even more. Some women really need 9, 10 hours of sleep a night because of our hormones. We're, needing to process those hormones, and we need a lot more sleep. So getting rest. But stress is a big issue, and it can definitely make it a lot harder for the body to detoxify, because your body will, when you're stressed, you're in that fight or flight system, and your body will prioritize your safety instead of body processes. So body processes will slow down and get down regulated in a sense. And so detoxification is not high priority when you're stressed out. And so that can really slow things down. So you really want to make sure you're de-stressing and focusing on that as well. Now, another one I think I've mentioned before is you want to reduce or eliminate your caffeine, reduce or eliminate your alcohol as well, because those are dehydrating and it's going to make it a little harder for the body to detoxify. Alcohol especially is harder on the liver, and the liver is one of your major detoxification organs in the body. And so you really want to make sure that you're reducing, eliminating, especially around times when you're going to get adjusted, so that your body doesn't have to process that as well as process things from the adjustment. Now, finally, the topic that I really wanted to discuss when we talk about and we're thinking about detoxification of the body is our liver, like I had mentioned before, but also our lymphatic system. Because after a chiropractic adjustment, your body's systems and cells will be releasing toxins into the system, or can release toxins into the system, and they go into the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system, if it has an issue, if it is blocked in any way or slowed down in any way, then what happens is the toxins will just stagnate. They will just stay there, and your body has to deal with that. Also, what happens is if your liver is compromised in any way or maybe a little sluggish, that will also slow down the detoxification process. So not only do you have to think about the lymph system, but you really need to think of them together with the liver, the lymph and the liver, because the lymph will release into, and it empties into your blood, okay? And then the blood will circulate through the liver, and the liver will have to detoxify at that level. So you have to think about them in together. So if the liver is slow, it will slow down, and what happens is the toxins then kind of just continue to circulate in the body. And what you'll feel are these intense symptoms. So you'll have a really long period of time where you're dealing with flu-like symptoms, cold-like symptoms. You're gonna have body aches, muscle aches, joint aching. You can have prolonged, and intensified headaches, all of these things. And these, if you're having them after chiropractic adjustment for a prolonged period of time, every single time, then there is a clog or a slowdown in the system somewhere. So please keep in mind that if you're having these issues, you might need to seek out some help for these things. And what I would recommend is you see a naturopath for this. Generally, I mean, there might be other practitioners who can help you as well. However, I've had great help from naturopaths because they can really help you support the liver, and find out ways to help detoxify, or see if there's any kind of blockage in the system along the way, anywhere in the lymph. And so, yeah, I would highly recommend that you seek out someone, whether it's a naturopath, homeopath, whoever, who can help you determine exactly what's going on and help in that detoxification pathway. So I hope you found this valuable, and that you get a lot of really good information out of this video. If you have any other questions about toxin release, any other symptoms you're dealing with, or anything else going on that you want a little bit of feedback on, please let me know. Just leave me some comments below, and I'd love to hear from you. And I'll be doing probably a little bit more on this topic, so stay tuned for some extra videos on that. But in the meantime, check out my next video. Do toxins really release after a chiropractic adjustment? And I'll leave the link for you here. Take care.